Namaste, Jai Hind. Welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. And today it's going to be very special show because we are going to celebrate Vijay Diwas. And we have with us very special guest, and he is none other than Brigadier MPS Bajwa, who captured Tiger Hill during Kargil War, who fought in Bangladesh War, and who got Youth Seva Medal. Brigadier MPS Bajwa, welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, Nupurji, my player.
So, we have heard a lot of stories about you, what you had done for India. But before we hear all those stories, we would love to know what motivated you to join Army.
Nupurji, it was at the age, I was in 7th or 8th class, when that time the Chief Minister of Punjab, Da Pratap Singh Karu, he started off the Sainik schools in Punjab or in India. I was lucky to come into to join Sainik School Kapurthala, the very first, and being the 001 roll number, the very first student. I'm talking of 60 years back. 60 years back is on 8th of July, 1961. I joined the school very early and got into the army life. I think so. I was baptized very early. And this is nursery. Science schools are nursery to join armed forces. So I was there, got commissioned, joined army, got commissioned into the Punjab regiment. My unit was 14 Punjab. We call 14 Punjab Nabakal. It's infantry. There are so many arms and services. But I joined infantry, that to Punjab regiment and Nabakal, 14 Punjab. I was lucky. I was commissioned in 69, but very fortunate that in 71 itself, after 2 years of service and at the age of 22, I was very fortunate to fight a major war, and that is Bangladesh War in 1971. I think so for any soldier or for every soldier, this is one of the major things, that to fight a war, not to see on the paper. I think so I was baptized very early in my service. So that was my major war. This was fought in Bangladesh. My unit, along with a squadron of tanks, we went inside 8 kilometers to a place called Gripur. And there we took defenses. And next morning, the enemy, that is Pakistan, that time East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, attacked us with squadron of armor. To our, I think so, we mauled that complete squadron of armor, destroyed their 14 tanks. We defeated them and paved a way for Khulna. This battle was Battle of Gripur, where there's a film being made, Pipa, on this battle, a very famous battle. So I was very fortunate, to get blooded very early in life. So 71 war was my first war, and thereafter the number of insurgencies I've been participating in. And then in the brigadier's rank, when I was promoted to brigadier rank, I felt very happy when I was posted to the J&K. It's a very intense insurgency area. In North Kashmir, I was posted in 97. 98 till 98, we sorted out the things. We did our duties of sorting out the terrorists. And in that 98, they had challenged me, the terrorists, that will finish you off one day. I said, okay, very fine. Let's have who does the first. Well, they could blow me off with RDX on 14th of August 1998, just a year after I took over the brigade. I was evacuated by helicopter to the various hospitals. I remained there for 4 months after getting 40 stitches all over my body, including a neck injury, very serious neck injury. I again volunteered. I said, no, I must go back. Though the doctors recommended that with your injuries, we will make you, don't categorize you and post you in peace area. I said, no way. I have to go back and hisab kitab barabar karna hai. So I came back to J&K, not knowing that Kargil is also going to come in my way. Now, after coming back, after sorting it out, it was Pakistan who had declared me dead for 3 days on the TV it was coming. It was BBC later who sent up a reporter to me and got it checked up and found that I was alive. So they were the first one to come out that Vijay Bajwa is alive. Well, God is great. I was there to fight a war, and that to take Tiger Hill. Now I came to Kargil. The war started, and on 26th of June was my D-Day when I was assigned the task of capturing Tiger Hill. Tiger Hill, per se, I must say a word about what the Kargil terrain was or what is Ladakh. The major difference lies after you cross the valley of Kashmir. You go across the Zuzila Pass, and thereafter is totally rocky area. Not even a blade of grass, what to talk of any tree line. The mountain ranges, the heights range from 16,000 to 17,000 feet. And there's a road running close by through that with the Ras area where we fought the war. It's called 1 Alpha, which joins Srinagar with Leh. Now, the enemy, I don't want to go into the details of how the enemy came, why surprise, why we are intelligence failure, and other things, which will take the time. Suffice to say that they had captured our area within 4875 with their features which are very close to the road. 4875, Tiger Hill, and some other features, Tolling Heights, various features. From May 15th onwards, our division was ordered to fight the war in Kargil. So 56th Brigade, by the time my turn came for the Tiger Hill, so the Tolling Heights were by and large captured. So now came the major objective of Tiger Hill. I was told, I went, spent the night there, 56th Brigade. Next morning I got up, saw the Tiger Hill, and I uttered the lines of Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, De Shiva Bar Mohe Ihe, Shubh Karmante Kabhu Na Taru, Arso Jab Jai Laru, Nischay Kar Apni Jeet Karu. That Nischay, that thing you have to believe in yourself, I will take it. So that is the Drid Nischay Karna is very, very important for anyone, any sphere of life. Now, I had gone for reconnaissance. When I was doing the reconnaissance, the one shell landed on me very nearby. It's about 5 yards away. I was sitting in an old bunker. So I was buried in that bunker. I was blown off again. Again, God is great. I was taken out. Clinically, I was declared dead, but survived second time and got the 48 stitches I got on my body. So 48 plus 8 I got in Kargil. I think that is what I
ask you one thing. Actually, you got 48 stitches.
Yes. I got 48 stitches on my body. And I'm more proud of my stitches on my body than my gallantry award or all those 17 medals which I put it on my
This is,
body.
I think it's very boldly, it should be told that the way you said that I'm very proud of my 48 stitches, that
Yes,
any gallantry award or 17 medals you got.
Yes.
This is wonderful. And the story you were telling us, it's like those stories, they're giving me goosebumps. So I can realize that what you went through there, and how was, like, we would love to know, like, how was this, your mental state? Like, have you thought that anything can happen?
Yeah, it's a part of life, Nupaji. One doesn't have to sort of be afraid of death, because after 71 war, fear is first time you have to overcome. A person who overcomes his fear is called, brave. And a person who doesn't, he becomes coward. So the thing is, there is no fear. Fear goes away. There's no place of fear. So we have to, because whether we are playing, we are bullets, we are facing the bullets and all. There's no way. So I carried on. The plan was presented to the chief, the general officer commanding. for capture of Tiger Hill with 13 Jackreff. By the way, 13 Jackreff is where Vikram Batra, a very famous officer, must have heard his name, who got Paramveer Chakra. He deserved, of course, 2 Paramveer Chakras. He is such a brave officer. He was my officer. I had groomed him in the insurgency. And thereafter, I wanted to use him for the Tiger Hill top. He had volunteered. But unfortunately, due to change of plans, I was given 8 Sikh and 18 grenadiers to capture Tiger Hill. 8 Sikh were deployed all around. And the plan said, which was given to me, that we will tackle the adjoining feature, which is 4875. And subsequently, we will come to the Tiger Hill because it's a very difficult and very strategic objective. Maybe, so instead of 2 platoons given, they were taken 2 battalions. And I was left with only 8 Sikh and 18 grenadiers. Just imagine a boxer with one hand tied at the back and asked to box. Well, we are soldiers. We had to. And I had taken that resolve that I will capture Tiger Hill and whatever the force level I have. So 8 Sikh who had lost, the unit which has lost 25 already, 1 officer and 25 other ranks, they were already martyred. And 18 grenadiers had just taken part in Tolling Heights just before, fought a battle and suffered about 60 casualties. Just imagine. So both the units, I don't want to use a word recycle, or we had participated earlier, and just come out for war. And I said, okay, I called 8 Sikh and asked them in Punjabi. The plan was that they will just have a field attack of Tiger Hill. Let's give a diversity attack and we will tackle it after on 5th of July or 6th of July later. So you just give a feeling that we are attacking, but we will attack the adjoining feature next day. Well, I had made up my mind. I told 8 Sikh, well, the plan is, actual plan which I have received from top is that you will say Bole Sonhal, those jakaras from down below and give a feeling to the enemy you are attacking. I just want to ask you a very simple question. Would you like to have that jakara, Bole Sonhal, from here or from the top? So everyone was, their eyes found that brightness in their eyes. They said, sir, from top. I said, okay, I told the commanding officer to keep his 50 men ready because they were all deployed and they had suffered heavy casualties before. So 2 officers, 4 JCOs and 46 other ranks, total 52. We were there, they were there, and they were ready on the code word. I said, you will move and capture the 2 pickets which you could not capture earlier, will now capture. Once I capture the top, now I went to 18 grenadiers and got hold of the youngest officer, Lieutenant Balwan, with 3 months of service. He is now colonel and he's got Mahavir Chakra. I got him, I said, you will with your Ghatak platoon. We call commando platoon, which is a para-commando type. And we call them Ghatak platoon. I said, you with the Ghatak platoon will take and I'll give you a support and you will go on top and capture. I want top to be captured. So everyone felt it was very difficult, sir. And mind you, the height of Tiger Hill was 16,800. Wow. 16,700. Now, going from roadside to 16,700 in one go was not possible. So what I did was, I started off trickling them from 1st onwards, 1st July, because my HR was on 3rd July, 8 o'clock at night in the evening. So we call it HR, then the attack starts.
Okay. So
I started off in bits and pieces. I said, okay, you start going. First night, the second night in the folds of Tiger Hill, that thing, so that enemy can't see it. And thereafter, on 3rd night at 8 o'clock, you will start climbing the last bit of 1,000 yards and attack and capture Tiger Hill top. It was a cliff, a sheer cliff. And mind you, what I did was that I got 1 JCO and 4 other NCOs. We call it non-commissioned officers, Nayak and Lieutenants. from the horse. Horse is high altitude warfare school. Now that team, because they were trained to climb a sheer cliff, so they were helping them, to climb. I can't explain it here, but well, I can tell the generation, I can tell the audience to see a movie called Lakshya in Hindi, where Hrithik Roshan climbs. That is made on my Tiger Hill operations. And by chance, when I was asked about the operation, so they asked me, what do you want us to do? I said, look, Amitabh Bachchan is doing my role. I want that he should wear the uniform of my regiment, that is Punjab Regiment. So if you find the movie, you see Amitabh Bachchan putting on Punjab Regiment uniform. Well, that's besides the thing. In the day before, just 40 minutes before.
Here, I would like to ask you, did Amitabh Bachchan wear all the badges right?
No.
Everything was right?
No, yes, he became CO. He didn't wear commander's, brigadier's dress.
Okay.
But he became as a CO, but of Punjab Regiment CO.
Okay.
With, of course, collar bands and everything. If you see the movie, it's fine, because they, in the storyline, they were basing it on Barkhadat, so it was made to wear a Punjab Regiment's dress. Now, after that, well, let's come to the operations. The Sikhs were waiting. Nobody knew my plan of releasing those 50. And I said, my code word will be Baj. Bajwa is my name. So Baj stands for eagle also.
Yes.
So I said, moment I say Baj, you will all go and capture, because I knew the counterattack will come from the adjoining feature. Now, this was a plan, a very secretive plan, which I had made and executed. Decision was mine, execution was of my subordinates. And that is what counts. If the decision is wrong, execution can't do anything. And if decision right, execution is wrong, then also there can't be a mismatch. Well, on the fourth morning, I was told, okay, the General Officer Commanding, Major Mahendra Puri was my GOC. We call General Officer Commanding, GOC. He told me, just let me know by morning, Baj, what has happened. I was nicknamed Baj also there. They used to call me Baj. So I said, sir, I'll let you know. By evening, before they started off, before the attack, I asked my colleague, Brigadier Lakhwinder, he was from a school, incidentally. Again, I was lucky again a schoolmate, came handy. I said, give me whatever the sport, or maximum fire sport of artillery. That is Topkhana, that is artillery, fire sport. You will be surprised, Nupurji, that the Bofors gun fired into a direct road, otherwise it is a indirect firing gun. It fired directly into Tiger Hill. For 35 minutes, we punched the Tiger Hill top with all possible means, including multi-barrel rocket launcher, 40, all of a sudden the thing going, a various type of artillery, field artillery, and of course, Bofors played a major role. Well, I want to bring out here a little incident of how the media was involved, because Kargil was a different war altogether from the previous wars for three reasons. One, it was fought in one sector called Kargil. Other wars were all over the international border, the border opens up, whether 65 or 71 war. Now, this was the only war which was brought in the drawing rooms by the media. People could see what has happened, which has been captured today. Tiger is gone. Whereas before that, nothing used to happen of such nature. Now, all of a sudden, when the fire stopped, my people started advancing. And Nupurji, with God's grace, at 4 o'clock morning on 4th of July, I captured the top of Tiger Hill. Tiger Hill top was in our hands. The moment I told the General Officer Commanding, he was surprised. He jumped out of the bed. He said, Bankar, he came out. He said, really, you really captured? I said, yes, sir, I'm captured. And the same time, moment I captured, I gave the code word Baj also to the Sikh regiment soldiers. And they started advancing, and they went and captured the other two pickets on the western side, where we were expecting a counterattack or reinforcement to come to Tiger Hill top. Tiger Hill top, the battle was on. So I requested GOC not to divulge to anyone, not to tell anyone else in the senior hierarchy. Well, because of excitement and various other reasons, he informed the immediate head, that is co-commander. They went to army commander went to the chief to defense minister. Likewise, ultimately it reached the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji at 9 o'clock in the morning on 4th of July. He announced in a public meeting in Haryana that हमारे ट्रूप्स ने टाइगर हिल फतेह कर लिया है, टाइगर हिल पर कब्जा कर लिया है. It was a big news. Tiger Hill पर कब्जा करना. Nawaz Sharif, moment he learned this, he asked Musharraf, how the hell Tiger Hill's gone? I want by all means Tiger Hill back. Pakistan should never lose Tiger Hill. Musharraf was he was telling him time and again, no sir, it is with us. Their TV was coming time and again that no, Tiger Hill is with us. So I knew the counter-attack will come. No doubts, on 6th morning, early morning, with a 60 person, with 3 officers leading. One of the officers, will I tell later, was the Captain Karnal Sher Khan of 12 NLI. This movement came from the adjoining feature, which was to be attacked that night, 4th night only. And another officer, Major Iqbal from the SSG called Commando Group. They call it in Pakistan, the Special Service Group. We call it Para Commando. Similar way. And there was another officer, Hamidi. Well, first attack was repulsed of theirs. It was a weak attack. Second time, from another picket, which were the post which were holding helmet, they pushed us back. As a result, we had lost 2 JCOs of ours and 8 Jawans in that picket, in that sort of a post. Now the battle at the India Gate is a post name, not otherwise India Gate of Delhi, but post India Gate, the battle ensued. Nupurji, it was such a battle, and I was told time and again, since I was talking to them, I could speak Punjabi, where I had taken permission of CO to interact directly with the JCO and the forward NCOs. So I was talking on the radio set. So they were telling me, sir, there's a tall person in a tracksuit who's again motivating them, gating them, third time again, and he's the person who's leading them. Why tracksuit? Because all the other soldiers of Pakistan, they were wearing black kurta pajama. Because Musharraf was maintaining it. He was time and again saying that our soldiers are not fighting. Our regular soldiers are not fighting. It's only the militants. And they have gone. Why are they saying either maybe like Taliban and also militants? And Atwadis, why are they saying that it's a Pakistan army? We have never gone into Kargil. But the moment he said he was putting on a tracksuit, I could make it out that he must be an officer. Well, battle was fought. Ultimately, I had to tell my 3-time stage came, Nupurji, when we had 2 officers wounded, both officers who had gone, wounded very badly. We had lost 3 JSUs out of 4 and almost 40 ranks out of 52. They were all wounded and they were martyred. The situation came hand-to-hand battle. And in that hand-to-hand battle, ultimately there was one spy in the forward. I told him, I said, please ask Satpal. Spy Satpal Singh was asked, you go, you get up. He was wounded twice. So he got up, he had got a burst in his stomach. So he got up, he put on a bayonet on his thing, on his rifle, killed 3 on the close quarter battle and shot this now later identified as Captain Karnal Sher Khan from 10 yards. Moment he died, they all ran away. The Tiger Hill on the top was captured that evening morning, and by 6 we had captured totally the Tiger Hill was ours. Now the rest of the bodies of Pakistanis we buried and with respect on top. But somehow something was playing in my head. I said, okay, let me get that body down of that tracksuit chap who was motivating them time and again. I feel he was an officer. I spoke to the general officer commanding Jalpuri. I said, sir, we must return this body because I think so he's an officer. So give me permission. I sent the civilian porters to get his body, and his body was brought down. It laid in front of me. We searched his pockets. Surprisingly, we found the letters, and from the letters we could make out that he is Captain Karnal Sher Khan. His father has kept his name as, like we have in Punjab, Karnal Singh, Jarnail Singh, that my son will become General and Colonel. So similarly, his father also kept, very, very seldom, very, otherwise not find such a name. But later on we spoke to his father, and he said, I kept my son's name as Colonel, that one day he'll become Colonel in the Pakistan Army. So Colonel Sher Khan, Captain Colonel Sher Khan. So I said, we found out, I asked the GOC, this is what, and we must return his body from Delhi with respect, and should go to Pakistan. Well, before the body was to go, something came to my mind. It is, I say, Indian officers in Indian Army, we don't do different things. We do things differently. So it was a thing which was done differently. And I just got out a piece of paper, wrote down on a piece of paper, simple 4 lines, that Captain Karnal Sher Khan of 12 Northern Light Infantry has fought very bravely, and he must be given his due recognition. And I put it in his pocket, written knowing that probably this chit will be, or this letter will be ever read by anyone. But God is great. His body was accepted the 6th day after 5 days waiting. And that by chance, that chit which was in this pocket went viral and went to the public, to Pakistan. And Musharraf had to admit, yes. And ultimately, I was very, very happy once I learned that he's been awarded the Nishan-e-Haider. Nupurji, Nishan-e-Haider is the highest award in Pakistan Army. Like we have Paramveer Chakra in our Indian Army. I think so. I was very happy for my enemy. Imagine.
Where that humanity came from.
Yes.
Like,
how only the Indian Army can do it. Only this is what our, you see, sanskar jo hote hain na, which Indian, the culture which our forefathers have told us, you must fight, kill, but if you find your enemy is brave, appreciate that he was brave. Well, I had appreciated. He got Nishan-e-Haider. And mind you, this is the only, in the total warfare, anywhere in the history you find, I was very fortunate that by one commander, one person, I wrote citation of the enemy who got Nishan-e-Haider. I recommended my own Jawan for Paramveer Chakra, Grenadier Yogendra Yadav, and he got Paramveer Chakra. In one battle, by one commander, both enemy and own gets the highest awards of India and Pakistan.
And you captured Tiger Hill.
Oh, yes. We captured Tiger Hill, we flew the flag, and ultimately Bill Clinton had to intervene. And that was a turning point in Kargil. And next day, Nawaz Sharif went to US, and he was categorically told to pull out his troops from Kargil as early as possible. So he was given the time from 8th to 12th to 22nd, 12th of 8th to 12th of July, and after 18th of July, correction, for 7 days to pull out the troops. Today was the day, today is 20th, is the day when we were told that probably there is another unit which has come, a regular unit, they haven't gone, 2 kilometers this side of the LC, line of control, we call it LC, the border. And it's not international border, that's what we call line of control, or LOC in China, line of actual control. Now, we learned that this is 19FF. 19FF is 19FF stands for the frontier force. Like we have infantry battalion, Punjab regiment, Bihar regiment, Jat regiment. So they have frontier force. And this was once commanded by Field Marshal Manik Shah before partition. So again, we got it. I don't want to go into the story, long story. This attack we launched on 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and last battle was on 24th, 25th. We captured Zuluspar. There was a name of feature of Zuluspar. And after their 13 dead body and 1 alive, his name was Muhammad Ashraf of 1924. And I must narrate this incident. It's very interesting. There are two incidents related to this Zulu Super operation. First one is about this prisoner of war. This is the first prisoner of war alive we captured there in Kargil. And that too from a khaki uniform, a regular Pelton from the Pakistan Army. He was wounded very badly. So from there, he was blindfolded and Gurkha troops were talking to him in Gurkhali. He could speak and he was totally scared. He was suffering from almost gangrene because he was lying in the snow for the last 3 days. We recovered his body. I told them, I said, fly him there by helicopter to my headquarters at the Advanced Testing Station, ADS we call it, a small hospital. I would like to meet the prisoner. So again, people said, sir, why do you want to meet the prisoner? You are a commander. So I got him there in the hospital in my advanced station. I dressed up in a proper brigadier's dress because normally during war, we don't put on the red bands and other things and all. But I purposely dressed up, put on goggles, went to meet him. I said, remove his blinds. So moment he was blindfolded, moment his blinds were removed. So he looked at me and I spoke to him in chaste Punjabi. I said, Kaka, ki haal hai? Muhammad Ashraf, ki haal hai? He looked at me and he started crying. I was taken back. I said, Kyo ronda kyo pe? Why are you weeping? He says, sir, I was told, I will tell you in English because people those who don't follow Punjabi, that he was trying to tell me that they had told him that you will be given poison and your eyes will be got out. Don't become prisoner. You will be done this way. He says, sir, the way you are treating me, I can't imagine. And this is the first time in my life I'm looking at a commander. I've never seen a brigadier in my life in Pakistan Army. So I said, go, don't worry. You will recover. We will treat you. We will repatriate you. You will go back to Pakistan. He said, no, sir. Maine jana. I don't want to go. I said, why? He said, I'm the only brother of 6 sisters and they will kill me. They won't tolerate that you become prisoner. Very simple guy. Anyway, to cut the story short, he was treated well. He recovered. He was repatriated. He went back to Pakistan. Now comes the story of CO of 1924. I got a message from my CO, who was 3 Gurkhas, Colonel Rajbir. He said, sir, the enemy commander wants to speak to you, the CO. I said, yes, because in 71 experience I had earlier also, we were speaking on the radio set, we switch over to the frequency, to the enemy as well. So I got a message. He said, Pakistan for India, message over. I said, yes, pass your message over. He said, sir, I am Colonel Mustafa, commanding officer of 1924. I said, yes, Mustafa, what can I do for you? He said, first of all, heartiest congratulations. Your troops have done extremely well. You have my 13 dead bodies, and I understand, there's one person who's wounded and alive with you. Well, I didn't accept that alive part. I say, yes, Mustafa, there it happens in battle. What can I do for you? He says, sir, I'm a former infantry, you also former infantry. He's a better of, and this unit has been commanded by your Field Marshal Malik Shah. So it's basically for me, it is an insult to me that my dead bodies are lying there in your territory. Could you return my dead bodies? Now it was a very odd question all of a sudden asked, but I have to give a decision because he was talking to a commander, that to Indian commander. I said, Mustafa, yes, I'll return your bodies, but what will you do for me? What will you do for me? He says, sir, I'll go back. You don't have to launch a second attack. I say, how do I take your word? These things are decided in the MO, in Delhi headquarters. He says, sir, I'm Pathan. I said, okay. All of it instantly, I think so, Munapurji, something happens, at times you have to take a decision, quick decision. I said, okay, if you are Pathan, I'm Sardar. I'll return your bodies. But on one condition, you will take your bodies with respect. Your contingent will come with white flag. We will wrap your bodies with the thing properly, put on the stretchers. You will not just drag the bodies back. They are soldiers after all. Well, they were enemy when we killed them, but now they are dead. They are soldiers. So they should be taken with respect. Where Nupaji, if anyone goes on Google and just puts on the bodies returned during Kargil, dead bodies returned during Kargil, you'll find a clip, very interesting clip. This was shot by the paras who had a camera. Those times they were, the cameras, the movie camera wasn't there. You were not in the norm. Very interesting clip. Now I was asked by people, okay, why did you return the bodies by my seniors and some? Well, I had taken a decision. It was between me and Mustafa. And mind you, Mustafa went back. We never launched a second attack because 26th, so we celebrate our Vijay Diwas Day. And my last battle of Kargil was on 25th morning, I finished the battle. And I returned the bodies on 29th after Vijay Diwas Day was celebrated because the Kargil was over when Mustafa went back. There are certain very interesting stories, Nupaji, which come up. Well, this clip went to UNO and the Sher Khan's incident, UNO wrote a letter to Indian government that we must say appreciate your officers, your Indian Army must appreciate your Indian Army who took such a decision of returning bodies during the battlefield. In the battlefield, just after the war, you just shoot and then you say return the bodies. And the other side, you have recommended somebody and the other officer, enemy, father, and he gets the highest award. Well, that little warning which I had received earlier became shabash later. That is besides the issue. But Nupaji, what I want to tell you, Kargil war was won by us. But the credit goes to the young officers. The real war was won by the young officers, young leadership, I should say, whether young JCOs or NCOs, and mainly the officers. Why I'm saying young officers, whether he's Vikram Batra, whether he's Manoj Pandey, whether he's Vijay Diwas, whether he's Acharya, all young officers. Can you imagine that in Kargil, during the Kargil war, there were total 26 officers who martyred. They were martyred. 26 officers, 20 JCOs, and 452 other ranks. Other ranks we call soldiers. And in wounded, you will be astonished, there were 66 officers, 60 JCOs, and 1,085 other ranks, that is soldiers. Imagine the casualty rate of 92 wounded and dead, only officers. This was the ratio. This war was won by officers, the grit and determination of our young officers who fought like tigers, and we won the Kargil war because of better planning and execution at the level by the young officers. I, Nupaji, salute those who gave their lives. I salute to their families, those who gave their sons. I salute to those, we call it war widow, but we now call it them Veer Naris. They are Veer Naris who gave their suhag, who gave their partner. I salute to those who got wounded. I salute to everyone who participated in Kargil war. This was a Kargil war and the victory was of Indian Army. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. I really don't know what to say.
Nobody, you are making me also emotional because I also do get emotional at times because we are lost. We have seen them dying in our hands. So those scenes are recreated in our mind. Sorry, I'm also equally.
I don't have tissue also here. Actually, we keep watching on the. keep watching on the silver screen that war, heroes and everything, and they really act, right? They act, and just we think that those are really happening, and it just those really clippings, they give us goosebumps. And hearing you here and the real stories from real life, real war, and you are a real hero. So I'm sorry, I'm emotional, but I just salute you.
Thank you.
And I salute all the brave hearts who we lost and who are with us,
Yeah.
who are serving our country.
Yes. We are very proud of our officers. We are very proud of our army. And we are proud of every person who's given a life and participated in Kargil. So there was a Nupaji story of a Kargil and the way I could narrate. This is from my heart.
And when it comes from heart, it is always real, and it has to go to heart actually. So it's a heart to heart connection.
Yes.
So for the viewers, I would like to say that all those stories you see on the silver screen, and I'm not saying that those are really bad, but they are acting, and you should get motivated, get inspired by the real heroes who are really behind the scene. We don't get to know these real stories every day, and this is really, really saying this is not this is, I don't know why in India we really don't promote these heroes who are already with us, who can change the society, who can change the youth, who can motivate the youth, and who can just change the entire country. So I think we should, from now onwards, we should really appreciate our real heroes like Brigadier MPS Bajwa.
No,
And
I'm
we,
not a hero, but I think so. The young officers are the heroes. Those who done the job, those who fought, well fought, gave their lives. They are the heroes.
definitely they are. You all are heroes. You all are heroes, and this is my honor. Definitely, this is my honor that I can see you live. I can hear all those stories, and I just can't wait to be in India and meet you in person and just
And it
touch
will be
your
my
feet.
pleasure. No. Please, we don't want anything. No soldier comes back to the society. He wants only one thing. He wants a respect and some little place from the civilian counterparts. Because once we come back from a very different society and come back to a new society, new family, and they should accept us. Because at times I've seen my soldiers standing in front of the offices of or little, for a small job in a civilian stream and all. That respect should be there. Have little respect for the soldier. We don't want anything else. We don't want any money. We don't want anything.
So this is for the entire country. I would like to say to all those people who are really worshipping all those silver screen heroes and just forgetting our real life heroes. You should really listen all these words. What really now Brigadier MPS Bajwa said. They don't want anything. They want just a little bit of respect. Can't we offer that? Can't we offer these heroes a little bit respect? Can't we? And those heroes who captured Tiger Hill, who gave you Vijay Diwas, and we can't give them little bit respect. Please think about it. Don't only celebrate Vijay Diwas on July 26th, but please give them respect. This is the only thing we can offer to them because they gave us a lot. We cannot pay it back. So with this, I would like to end this special episode with the promise that we'll be back with Brigadier MPS Bajwa again soon, very soon. And sir, thank you so much. I really don't have any words to thank you. And I can just only say that thank you for being you. Thank you for saving India. Thank you for fighting for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.